It's been a while, but so we can finally kick off main event 1 of Jester Joust Season 17. Apologies for the lateness. I said a lot of stuff has been going on, especially with college, but here it is, part 1 of main event 1. Last season, we saw a massive transit. Our runner-ups, they are back gunning for first this time. We're going to get to the finals first, and they have a newcomer, the Greyhound, replacing the walking rig. But here we go. Kicking off round 1. Starting us off is going to be, of course, massive train. And we're going to be starting off with the Neoplane. The Neoplane has shown great stability and agility before, so it seems like a great starter car. Following that up, it's good for the truculent. It's going to be the Camino, and the Camino goes curbside. That's going to leave it vulnerable. We're going to see what happens with the next car, which is going to be Tuagan. Whoa, Tuagan takes a shot at the Camino, but the Camino spins it around and manages to make the recovery happen. And now Tuagan is locked in behind Neoplane. And now here comes Tractoon, and dang, Tractoon getting the first elimination of the match. And that's actually going to be Tuagan. Tuagan is out for the count sideways. That is not exactly a great start for Pink Push. Tractoon now locked in behind Neoplane. And starting off, next is going to be Makio. And Makio, takes a stab at Tractoon, but Tractoon showing great agility. It was the main reason Kobashi Kings are even in the main event, and it's still not in a safe spot. Well, now it is. As Nerve Hammer basically almost sort of escapes, and now Neoplane's at the curbside. Neoplane could be vulnerable here. Followed by that, it's going to be for Alabaster, it's going to be Cockney Cab, and Cockney Cab actually takes down Neoplane. Neoplane is now sideways. Granted, its front is still on the truck, so it could potentially recover. We have seen Neoplane recover from weirder things. But yeah, Neoplane right now is out at the moment. And never mind, Neoplane is back in it as the Woody saves it and the Woody is now in a vulnerable position. This is arguably the best car on Devastation Wagons. And next up is going to be Thundercutters, and they are going to be sending down. It's going to be Burlesque, and Burlesque tries to take out Woody, but the Woody makes a great recovery, and Burlesque is vulnerable. Its rear is still on the track, so back around the roster is going to be Massive Transit again, and this time they are going to be sending down Hall and Clash, and well, I don't know what the jurisdiction on that right now is. I don't think that's in at the moment. It looks more sideways than upright, but we'll see what happens. It's kind of in a weird spot. It's wedged between the track and Neoplane. A very weird position. Ooh, and the Chevy 1500 puts Hall & Class. That is flexing on the track. Hall & Class is still upright at the moment. Up next, then it's going to be 5-arm, and 5-arm puts the Chevy 1500 curbside. Actually does finish off Burlesque. Burlesque is definitely sideways now. That is not good for Thundercutters at all. Chevy 1500 is curbside. Hall & Clash is pretty perpendicular on the track. And Cruising for Brucein doesn't do anything, just locks it in behind 5-arm. 1500 still curbside. Up next, then it's going to be and Power Rocket takes it down. Cruising for Brucein being lost for Combustion Kings. And 5-arm in a bad job. Power Rocket is also curbside. Then coming down next, it's going to be and Track Ripper takes down 5-arm. Yeah, another loss for Pink Push. While Pink Push are kind of struggling here. 5-arm did decent in the qualifier, and Power Rocket's looking pretty safe right now. Track Ripper is locked in behind the Chevy Under, which actually did manage to lock it back in. And the Chevy Tahoe doesn't do much there for Alabaster. Actually does put Track Ripper slightly curbside, but nothing else in there, and just sort of backs away. Oh my god, Alabaster also. Whoa, and as I say that, look at that. Jackhammer taking down the Tahoe. Safety 100 and Track Ripper kind of like we have a pile going on right now. And wow, something could definitely change here. So next going Thundercard, it's a Mazda, and the Mazda tries to take out. Now Jackhammer doesn't do anything. Track Ripper, that's a bit closer, but still in. Chevy Tahoe is still sideways, but it looks like it's trying to make a recovery happen. Well, it doesn't happen now, but it's going to be a big hit. It's one, a Massive Transit, and it's actually going to be, I believe it's going to be, who is it going to be? It's Turbulence Tug, oh man! Turbulence Tug Oh, the 1500. Oh, no, that is not good. The tracker route, that is, I think that's beyond. More so, 1500, that's also beyond. Wow, that is not good for Trickle. That is very bad for Trickle. And the Trickle could not afford to lose that truck already. Meanwhile, the Chevy takeover Alabaster makes a recovery. Jackhammer stays alive. The Monster also stays alive. So, a nice hit there. And the Holland Class may just stay alive as well. So, Trickleson, luckily enough, not taking out its own teammate. And there goes the Custom 4 truck. It's sort of underneath Turbulence Tug, but Turbulence Tug that we've seen, a very difficult to eliminate car, mainly because of those wings. But granted, Lamel, of course, so far the only person, the only competitor that's been able to eliminate Turbulence Tug. Speaking of which, here comes Pig Caddy, who goes curbside. Right now, Pig Bush have already lost 2. Pig Caddy really needs to stay alive for the team, and Hollowback doesn't do much. Just sort of backs away from Pig Caddy, which. Right now is we are about like halfway through the field at this point. And up next, and Chevelle takes a shot at Hollowback, but no damage there. Hollowback just actually goes down off a nerve hammer and basically escapes to safety there. Next is going to be Bugcation for Teal Tricksters, and what is saved by the Chevelle? And yeah, looking at the front, it really is not looking good for the Chevy 1500. That is really bad for Truculent. And Bugcation is also slightly curbside with Pink Caddy. Inspire Machine, like a dagger, goes all the way underneath. Bugcation stays alive, barely. Meanwhile, Pink Caddy is definitely in a dangerous spot. Spider Machine also heavily curbside. Tracked Wagon doesn't do much there. And right now, this is just like a weird pile of water cars vulnerable. A big hit could do some damage. And there's top fuel dragster. What a save by Tracked Wagon. That car is really good at making these sort of recoveries happen. Up next, then it's going to be. What a hit by there, delivered by Greyhound, and that was a triple takedown. Bugcation is flipped over. Spider Machine flipped over. Track Ripper sends sideways. Pink Caddy actually made a very nice recovery there. Pink Push needed that. The Top Fuel Dragster does not somehow flip over on that hit, but wow, that was a triple takedown. Each a devastating hit by the Greyhound. And the rookie for Bastard Transit probably showing what it can do there. The Datsun just sort of backs away, which granted I wouldn't blame it after seeing what it just did. Meanwhile, King Kuda and the Datsun 620 are both curbside now, leaving both vulnerable. And here comes, and the Ferrari takes down King Kuda, and that's their loss for the Combustion Kings. Meanwhile, the Datsun not in a great spot. This Ferrari showed some pretty nice agility in the qualifier, and meanwhile, up next is going to be and Dragster for being pushed. It takes out the Datsun and the Ferrari, but also takes itself out. This car, not exactly a one for balance, and that is not good. And the Chevy truck for Teal doesn't do much. It basically faces off Dragtor. Actually, does not. The Ferrari does not make a recovery. Kind of surprised there. This thing actually did somewhat well in the qualifiers for Crimson. That is not good for Crimson there. And West Coast Flyer isn't able to do anything to the Greyhound. Just backs away. And my Maxima Wagon doesn't do much there either. We just had not much of a line. A lot of cars are just sort of sliding in. And Super Modified takes down the Maxima Wagon. That's going to be a loss for the Devastation Wagons. And now Super Modified is poised behind West Coast Flyer. And also held this big hit. Jesus! And wow, that could be yet another one. Yeah, that's definitely. Meanwhile, actually, Winnebago put its own teammate in danger. West Super Modified gets pushed all the way underneath the Greyhound, who is barely clinging on. West Coast Flyer to go sideways. So that's another loss for Alabaster. Not what they need. And following that. And the Caballero finishes off the Greyhound. But granted, it wasn't much Winnebago could really do there. Super Modified really played a big role in that. And the Caballero just sort of. What? Hammered Coupe takes a stab at the Caballero, but then the Caballero somehow flips it back around perfectly on the track. That is very odd. Hammered Coupe is perfectly for that is not a good spot to be in. The MC Gremlin goes curbside. is definitely its curbside. And now here comes, and semi-fast taking out the AMC Gremlin. That's going to be, another loss to Combustion King. Combustion Kings did not do well in the qualifier. They are only really here because of Track Tune. And the rest of the team not really showing anything that they can really do. And semi-fast locks in behind the Caballero. And Phaeton takes a semi-fast, but semi-fast, which did really well in the qualifier for Crimson. It makes a nice recovery there. Phaeton is curbside. And here comes Shadow Jet, SJ2, Shadow Jet 2, and takes a stab at Phaeton. Phaeton makes a save, but still not in the clear yet. The Caballero also could potentially be in trouble here. In the Kingswood does not take out the Caballero, but does, however, take out Phaeton. Meanwhile, West Coast Flyer actually seems to have made a recovery for the most part. At least I think it's made a recovery. I believe so. And now here comes Vodka around. In the Ferrari takes down the Kingswood, but it also takes itself. That is tough. That's going to be a loss for the Undercutters. That was the final car of the round. West Coast Flyer has in fact made a recovery. So nice for Alabaster there. Yep, that is definitely in. And besides that, you got that Chevy 1500. That is basically sideways, definitely beyond 45. And we had a decent amount of eliminations here, but let's taking a look at the aftermath. Alabaster, Crimson, and Massive Transit each only lost one. They are doing well. Undercutters, Devastation Wagons, and Truculent each lost two. Truculent with the loss of the Chevy 1500, that's going to sting. Meanwhile, the Teal Tricksters, Pig Push, and Combustion Kings all lost 3. Those teams are definitely kind of in the hot seat. They're going to have to really make something happen if they're going to want to stay in this match as we go into round 2. Keep in mind, Alabaster Aces and Crimson Crashers both have bonus actions that they may use at some point. Those could come into effect and could really help them out. And starting off for Alabaster, going to be Cockney Cab, and Cockney Cab just locks it in at the front. Cockney Cab usually a great car for this team. It has great agility, and overall, it's just a great survivor for Alabaster. Meanwhile, Maka Go is starting off for Crimson as usual, just locks in behind Cockney Cab. And Neoplane much doesn't do there. Cockney Cab just escapes off the track. Maka Go goes slightly curbside. Not good there for Maka Go. And right now it's and Super Modified does not get underneath Neoplane, but goes perpendicular. That is a vulnerable position to be in, not something you want to do. And then here comes, wow, that is just not what you want to see. Track Wagon takes itself out, and Super Modified just escapes the track to safety. That is just yeesh. That is not good at all for Devastation Wagons. That is not what they wanted. The Camino once again starting off for Truculent. And Truculent, the lost Chevy 1500, the rest of the team, the 3 remaining runners are going to really have to step it up if they want Truculent to make the finals. And Nerf Hammer locks it in behind the Camino. Whoa, in Hammered Coup, the Hitman tries to take out Nerf Hammer. Nerf Hammer makes a great save. The Camino is definitely in trouble now, though. That is not good for the Camino. It is precariously balanced. Whoa, in track 2 just goes off a Hammer Coup and basically rides out the safety. Meanwhile, the Camino stays alive and actually does save Tracked Wagon. So lucky break there for Devastation Wagons. Meanwhile, here comes next back around the roster. In the Chevy Tahoe ramps off a Hammered Coupe, but manages to roll over to a recovery. Hammered Coupe is now underneath Neoplane. Neoplane is in a vulnerable position, and up next for Crimson, it's gonna be Semi-Fast. Whoa! What in the world, Jesus! Semi-Fast taking out Hammered Coupe. Wow, Pink Push are down to just Pink Caddy. Neoplane actually does not get launched, surprisingly. Just sort of stays on the track. Semi-Fast is still locked in. But yeesh, that was a strong hit. That was actually the first elimination of the round. Well, technically Track Dog wins, but Track Dog made recovery. And Turbulence Tug just gets underneath Semi-Fast. Semi-Fast is vulnerable. And Turbulence Tug is sort of locked in, I think. It's kind of hard to tell. This car is like constantly moving around a lot, especially with those wings in the back. And Aggressive Duel taking out Semi-Fast. That is going to be a tough one for Crimson. Another tough loss for Crimson. And right now, the drag strip duel is on the track. It's underneath the left wing of Turbulence Tug, and Turbulence Tug just gets pushed to the front as a Neoplane is also starting to get pushed aside. Draghammer doing just blocking it in behind Top Fuel Dragster. Meanwhile, and the Ford truck goes curbside. That is not good. Neoplane. Sorry about that. Oh, and a lot of cars are going curbside now. Jackhammer's curbside, Ford truck's curbside, Chevy C10 truck is curbside, Neoplane's curbside, Top Two Jack's curbside. All the cars on the track are curbside, basically. And Pink Caddy, the last hope for Pink Push, just right now, is pushes over the C10. That's going to be a loss for Teal. They're going to be down to 1 if the truck doesn't make a recovery. And right now, and Hollowback taking down the Ford F-150 truck. That's a loss for Truculence. And, Hollowback just backs away. Pink Caddy is locked in on the track. The last hope for Pink Push. Up next, then, it's going to be... Whoa, and Shadow Jet also sort of carries Hollowback. Hollowback landing on top of the fallen Chevy C10 truck. And right now, it's... and that backfired for the Chevelle off the dangerous back of Shadow Jet 2. And right now, that's going to be yet another loss for Crimson. Shadow Jet is in a vulnerable position. Right now, I think Alabaster probably should have stayed for last, but I think they wanted to try to hope that they could somehow get a new caddy, but it didn't work out. In Holland class, Jesus Christ, that is a very devastating loss for Alabaster. Shadow Jet 2 is taken down. Man, Jackhammer is actually starting to turn over a bit. It's in trouble there. But yeah, wow, Holland class speeding into place. Whoa, and that was the Mazda. Mazda getting underneath the Holland class, but Holland class is actually now on top of the Mazda. At least the cab of Holland class is on top of the Mazda. Using it as a right hand, Holland class basically is trying to escape the Woody, sort of puts the Mazda curbside. And now here comes, and the Caballero mixes things up. The Woody is in a bad spot. So what's the Caballero? The Caballero is curbside. And now here comes... the West Coast Flyer doesn't do much. The Caballero manages to back off and is staying alive at the moment. The Woody, however, still not in a great spot. And here comes... And Power Rocket may have just taken down the Woody. Their FC Wagon's best car. That is not good. That is not good at all. That is very not good. Winnebago, the final car of the round. Jackhammer is curbside. No, not Jackhammer. Not curbside. It's out. It's sideways. That was the final car of the round. Yeah, yeesh. And Devastation Wagons, they did not have a good time of it. Taking a look at the aftermath. Massive Trains is still at 4. Thundercutter's still at 3. Alabaster losing. SJ2 down to 3. Combustion King Steady at 2. Crimson lost 2 down to 2. Yeesh, they got hit hard. Meanwhile, Devastation Wagons, 2 Tricksters, and Pink Push all at 1. Truculent also at 2. Yeesh. So right now, Massive Transit, our runner-ups from last season, proving why they were the runner-ups, they started leading this match. But right now, all 9 teams still in this match. It is still anybody's game. Keep in mind, Alabaster and Crimson still have bonus action to use. Tune in next time to see who advances to the finals.